Hi guys, it's Sherry. I hope that you are having a wonderful day. Let's make something really, really nice. Y'all stay tuned. So last week I was working with the Tell the Beast collection by Craft Consortium, and it was illustrated by Hackney and Company. And guys, I have just fallen in love with that whole collection, and I am going to be doing some serious crafting with it. So I thought I'd share it with you guys, and hopefully you'll be able to find some of these papers in the US. I know that there are now some Tell the Beast pads out there, so make sure you go out and look. And I believe that you might be able to find the two pads that I'm going to show you today. The first one is Winter Woodland. I already worked with that, and that is what I used for today's project, which I'm going to show you really, really quick. And it's a wonderful little stationery box. And it opens up like this. And you've got a place here for all of your stationery sheets. It doesn't have cards. You can make cards for this, but I just put in slips of paper and envelopes so that you can just write as much as you want to. Then down at the bottom, we've got a tag, and I did a little cutout of one of the squirrels that's in the book. But this is just so, so beautiful. And the paper, oh my goodness, it's just to die for. So I am going to give you a quick look at the Winter Woodland book, and I'll bring it up so that you can see exactly what it's called. And then we're going to do a very quick flip through because I just want you guys to see this beautiful paper. There are 4 of each design, and it's got treatments on it like this paper. It's just so satiny, sheeny, and it's gorgeous. And it's a nice grade of cardstock. It is an absolutely dream to work with this paper, and I can't say it enough. You guys know that I love Prima papers. I now love this just as much as I love Prima. So you'll see me crafting with this a lot. And as I flip through, oh my goodness, you can just see the gorgeousness. Look at those deer. You can see the beautiful looks of this paper. Look at that. And then on the inside flap, you've got these wonderful little cut-aparts that you can cut out and use in the crafting. So again, it's Winter Woodland. Make sure you check it out. And on today's project, we are going to use the Riverbank. And when I say this is gorgeous, guys, I mean it. It is absolutely gorgeous. I am going to give a quick flip through of this. On the back page, you've got all of these wonderful cut-aparts. Can you imagine just fussy cutting these out and using them in your crafting? Oh, just gorgeous. And then you've got these beautiful, beautiful papers. Again, 4 of each print. Look at the otter. I mean, they've got a treatment on this paper, and you can't really see it, but it is gorgeous, trust me. And then we've got these beautiful, look at that. Look at the sheen on that. Look at these. Just so pretty. Dragonflies and the swans. Oh my goodness, they are gorgeous. And then this paper has that satiny sheen to it. And the frogs on the lily pads, all hand illustrated, guys. This is just some gorgeous, gorgeous paper. And then on the front inside cover, we've got more of the cut-apart, so you can really, really do some projects with this. So I'm going to bring this back in because this is what we're going to make, but we're actually going to make it using the Riverbank paper. And I'm going to show you what we need in order to make this project. So we are going to need 2 pieces of chipboard that measure 1 by 4 3/4. 1 piece, 2 pieces that measure 3/4 by 4 1/2, 1 piece that measures 3 1/2 by 4 1/2, 1 piece that measures 3 by 4 3/4, 1 piece that measures 6 1/2 by 4 3/4, and 1 piece that measures 5 1/2 by 4 3/4. And then our paper. And here is the paper I have selected. I am in love with the swan. So we have 1 piece that measures 5 by 4. We have a piece that measures 6 by 7 1/4. We have a piece that measures 4 3/4 by 4 1/2. And we have 2 pieces that measure 6 by 12. So we are going to get started. All right, so to start our project, we're going to bring in our 2 pieces that measure 6 by 12, and we are going to place a strip of tape, and then we'll just trim off the excess tape. And we're going to lift up our tape and join these 2 pieces of paper together. So I am just going to lay one on the top of the other, just like this. And then I'll flip it over and I'm going to come back with my bone folder and get this stuck down. Okay, so now that I have it joined together, I am going to take one of my 1 by 4 3/4 inch pieces, and I am going to place it down so that my seam, which is here, will be running straight through the middle. So I am going to take this, place it down, just like this, and get that stuck down. And then I am going to take my 5 1/2 inch piece by 4 3/4 inch piece and place it down, and I'll be using about 1/8 of an inch in spacing. So let's go ahead and get that stuck. Then I'll come over to the other side, and I'm going to flip this because it's just easier for me to work this way. And then I'm going to place down my 6 1/2 by 4 3/4 inch piece, again using about 1/8 of an inch in spacing. Then I am going to come back with my second 1 by 4 3/4 inch piece, and I'll place that down. And for all of my spacing, I'll be using about 1/8 of an inch. And then I'll take my flat piece, which measures 3 by 4 3/4, and I will place it down here. And then I'm going to come back and just trim off my excess. And then I'll miter my edges. And then I am going to fold my ends over and get them stuck down. And I am going to stick these down with glue. So I am going to fold this over. And I'll do this on all 4 sides. Okay, so our edges are folded over, and I have actually placed the tape. So now we can put our liner pieces down. And I am going to take my 12 by 4 1/2 liner piece, and I am going to run glue all around the edges of this. And now we can take this and get it stuck down. So I am going to bring it up to the top, get it placed. Then I'll come back with my paper towel and we're going to get it stuck down. I think that is such a beautiful, beautiful, and I think that is such a beautiful, beautiful interior liner piece. Just gorgeous. So we're going to come back and just work our spine. And now we can place down our second piece. I'm going to get this stuck down. I'm going to turn it this way so that I can take this and bring it up from the bottom and give it the same border that I gave the other one. So just like that. And then I'm going to come back with my paper towel, get my glue worked in, and then I'll come back with my bone folder and really work that glue in. And now we've got our outer portion to our beautiful, beautiful box. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and place our magnets so that they can go ahead and start drying, and we will build the inside of this box. So basically, it's just a matter of deciding where you want your magnet to be. And I'm going to place it there. Ordinarily, I would place my magnet underneath my paper, but I got so many comments about the actual magnet placement that I just decided to do it this way. Okay, so to make our box, we are going to take our paper that measures 7 1/4 by 6, and we're going to score it at 1/2, and then 1 3/8, and then we'll rotate it and score it at 1/2 and 1 3/8, and we'll be doing this on the 7 1/4 inch side. And then we can fold and burnish our scores. We're going to come back with our 3 1/2 by 4 1/2 inch piece. And before you do anything, make sure you place it down to test it so that it'll fit inside of the score marks here. If it doesn't, then you need to trim it down until it fits inside of your score marks. So once mine is fitting, I will simply lay it down, and then I'll come back with my piece that measures 3 1/4 by 4 1/2, and I am going to place that, and then I'll take my second 3 1/2 by 4 1/2 inch piece, and I'll place it down inside of these score marks. And now all I'm going to do is take this, fold it over just like that, come back with my bone folder, and let's get this nice and crisp. And if you want, you can lay another piece on top to close this. I'm not going to do that, and I'll explain to you guys why in just a minute. You may have already noticed why I'm not doing it, but I'll show you in just a minute. So then I'll place glue on that, and I'm simply going to get this stuck down. Okay, so then when we have it like this, we've got a box. So I am going to come back with my shell here and hope that my magnets are dry enough to separate, and they are. So now I'm going to take this shell, and on this one, I positioned the shell closer to the center, but I think I'm going to bring it down just a little bit in this one. So all I'm going to do is find my placement, and I think that's going to work for me. And then I'm going to take my glue, put it on my back flap, on both flaps. And I'm probably going to come back in and cover this because I'm not too pleased with it. So I'll probably come back and do just a little bit of covering to it, but I'll still show you why initially I wasn't going to, so you can see how my mind works. And then once you get it in and you get it straight, just make sure that you're picking it up and looking at it so you'll know whether or not it's straight enough for you. And when it is, just come back with your bone folder and go inside and get these stuck down. So now when we bring this up like this, it's going to look like this. And I don't know if you guys notice, but I do. My swans are upside down. So see, it even happens to me. As I was putting this together, something just felt odd about it, but I couldn't quite put my finger on it until I folded over the top. And I saw that my swans were upside down. But I'm not going to allow that to stop the project because I know several people will be more than happy to have this, even with the swans upside down. So when you're making your box, make sure that your swans, or whatever it is you're putting on the outside, if it's directional, are going in the right direction. But because I'm using such beautiful paper, it really does not matter because it looks great. So now I'm going to bring in my 4 by 5 inch piece, and I am going to just make me a pocket. So on the 4-inch side, I am going to cut on the diagonal, just like that. And luckily I was able to capture that beautiful swan, and I am going to position this just like that. And we're going to use some glue to put this down. And I'm just going to put it down like this and let it dry. And already you can see just how gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous that is. I love it. I love this paper. I mean, I wish you guys had it in your hands right now and you could just feel the quality of it, because it really is very, very nice. Okay, so outside of decorating this, our box is done. Okay, so I decided that I really like that lace look of the other one. So I am just going to add a piece of lace to the outside of this one. And we're going to get this stuck down. You can add your lace before you actually. And I'm going to stick it down just like that. Raise it up and look at it. And then I'm going to come back and just go across the bottom here because I want that lace to stick and not come up. So I'm just going to take my fingers and pat it down so that it'll stay stuck. And I think that that is already shaping up just to be so beautiful and so feminine. I just love the way that this looks. So I like these flowers, and I think this kind of mimics it. So I am going to take some of my glue and just place that down right there. And let's give that a chance to dry. So while that's drying, I'm going to go over what I did with my papers with you guys, because I'm keeping it very simple with the stationery set. I really just want some papers to write on and some envelopes in this set. So what I did was I took my paper and I cut it at 4 3/8 by 5 1/2, and then I took some of the paper that was a part of the paper pad. This is the front of the paper that we've been using, and this is the back. So all I did was went along and found the heads of some swans and just cut them and put toppers on some of the papers. You can actually run that strip along the bottom. You can run it on the side. But I just thought that it added a little bit of interest to our wonderful, wonderful stationery box. So I am going to take this, lift it, open this. So I have my papers on the inside, and you can see just how gorgeous this little set is. So now you can come back and you can add whatever embellishments you might want to add to this. So I am going to come back with this beautiful little hello sticker here, because I think that it's just so cute. And when you open up the box, you'll have such a warm greeting. And it's a sticker, but it's an older one, so I'm adding some glue so that it will stay stuck. And unfortunately, I'm covering that beautiful swan's face, but there are swans all over this collection, and it's not too bad. So there, you can see what a magnificent little project this is. On this piece here, I think I'm just going to pop up just a little butterfly down in the corner because I think it's cute. I'm just going to take some of my glue, put it on my little butterfly, and I'm going to put him right here in the corner. Okay guys, so our beautiful, beautiful stationery set is all dry and all completed. And when done, it measures 6 1/2 by 4 3/4 by 1. And when you open it up, this is what it looks like. So I did add in this little tag just for the cuteness effect. You don't have to do that. You can actually tuck some little note cards in the bottom if you want. But isn't this just gorgeous? I am going to hold it out this way, so hopefully you guys can get a really good look at how fun this actually is and how easy it is to make. And you know, stationery sets are really making a comeback, and we can make our own. We don't have to go to the store and buy these things. We can go out to our craft room, craft studio, whatever you have, and make these. And then when you're starting with such beautiful paper, I mean, the project can't help but be phenomenal. So let's bring these both back in so you can see just how gorgeous these are. I absolutely love these. I love the look of the paper. I love the functionality of it. I think that they are just fabulous. So hopefully you guys have liked this project. And if you have, please hit the like button. If you are not a subscriber to my channel, I would love to have you join my online crafting family. You guys have a great day. Happy crafting, and we'll chat later. Bye.